295045.
Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dionne Anglin. I have some wonderful guests in the studio with me tonight, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves. For now, let's start with my right.
My name is Callie Corbin.
Callie, hi Callie.
I'm Jessica McTaggart, trainer of the girls in the room.
All right, awesome.
I'm Sierra Martin.
Okay.
And I'm Brooke Evanks.
And Brooke. So Callie, Sierra, Brooke, and Coach Jessica. And Coach Jessica is no stranger to what we're about to talk about because Callie, Jessica, and Brooke recently took part in the London Grays Dressage for Kids competition in Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. How was it?
Awesome. Really good.
It was good. Awesome. And it was the first overseas event for all of you, right?
Yeah.
So pretty cool. So we're going to hear all about that when we get back. All right? However, in the second segment, we'll hear from our national women's netball team because they are heading off to the ECCB International Netball Series, which is going to be in St. Lucia next week. So that's exciting for them as well. It's their women's squad. So we're going to hear about that. But in the meantime, we're going to take a short break. Hear a word from our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. Stay tuned.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Radio Cayman News.
My way out to the scene, traffic was moving in both directions, but pretty slowly.
Verdict is in for a man charged with the 2021 double murder.
Police reported that the man took the woman from her home and held her against her will.
The man armed with a machete and a hammer, quote, aggressively approached another man known to him.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. Shaken yet standing firm. This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra, and we're here with the Cayman Islands Equestrian Federation riders and coach Jessica McTaggart and her crew are here, and they recently came from a wonderful tournament that they're about to tell us about. It was their first time experiencing an international tournament, right? And I believe it will be your first time with horses that don't belong to you either. Yeah. So that's always exciting to talk about. Mm-hmm. But first we're going to, talk to Coach Jessica. She's going to tell us a little bit about what happened and how was it for you?
Thanks, Dionne. This show has been on our radar for a number of years, and the Federation really made a push this year to send riders to compete.
Nice.
It was a program started 25 years ago by a U.S. dressage Olympian to foster, educate, mentor, train youth dressage riders. So the festivals usually are held in the Northeast, and 11 years ago there was a lady in Atlanta that said, we want to do this in Atlanta, what do we have to do? So that program has now been happening in Atlanta for, like I said, the last 11 years.
Okay.
I went to school in Georgia, so I have a lot of contacts.
Nice.
And we said, okay, we want to go. How do we get the horses? And my trainer, Cindy Thaxton, who's come here many times before, popped
name
up.
is very familiar.
We can help you get horses. We can find the horses. How many riders do you want to send? So the program is designed for 2 days of training with Lendon Gray or other trainers. We this time did not participate in the clinic.
Okay.
But I think next time we definitely will. It's a little difficult to get on a strange horse and go into compete it, but also have lessons with coaches that you don't know.
Okay.
So we didn't participate in the clinic, but on the day of competition, the girls have to sit a written test, an age-appropriate written test. They have to then ride their dressage test, and then they compete in an equitation class, which is a class where all the riders are in the arena at the same time, and they're judged solely on their position and their seat. So the dressage test is judged on how the horse performs. The equitation class is on their effectiveness as a rider. The horse is not judged at all. And
not fair.
Each of those three things, they get 100 points for each, and then they get their total at the end of the day.
Awesome. So what was it like preparing the team for their first overseas tournament?
Well, we got there the first day. We got to school our horses, and everybody got familiarized with their horses. Some rides were easier than others. Right. Some people, didn't quite click with their horses, and there's not much we can do at that point. So they had to do the best they could. Day 2 was a schooling show. So that was an opportunity that we took advantage of for the girls to get in the ring, take their horse down center line, and figure things out in the arena in a schooling show setting. This didn't have anything to do with the main show. Okay. That was really, really beneficial. Everybody makes mistakes. You get a chance to iron those out and feel more prepared for the actual day of competition.
Nice.
Day 3 was all day, started at 8 a.m. with the written test. Meanwhile, the whole time the girls are taking care of their horses from sun up to sundown. Right. So they're mucking stalls, they're hand walking, they are dropping grain, breakfast, lunch, dinner, night check. So it wasn't like we rock up and we ride and we leave. They were there long days at the show, really getting to take care of and know their horses. So that was a phenomenal experience for them, made for really long days, but I think they had fun anyway. So that's how the weekend went.
Awesome. How did we do overall?
Overall, I couldn't be prouder of them to get on strange horses that they don't know and compete. There were lots of awards given. We took 6 kids and split them into 2 teams. Okay. So each team had their cumulative scores out of 900. And I believe Brooke, Emily, and Callie were 4th place in the team competition, which was there were, I don't know how many teams, there were 15 teams maybe. Okay. So they did really well. Sierra was awarded a High Point catch rider. Or maybe she can tell you about that a little later.
You can tell us about it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Let's start with you. Sierra, you want to start? Go ahead.
So the highest scoring catch rider is a rider who has come from a different country like we have to the U.S. and we just get on a horse that was leased to us for the weekend, and you just kind of go in there, and then they take note of that in the office or whatever. They take note of that, and then all of the other riders who are competing at that, well, I guess it was overall for this show, whoever was competing on a horse that wasn't theirs, we all got put up against each other, and I had a really great horse. He was...
Yeah? What was his name?
His name was Rocco.
Did you name him? Or
No.
he was named already? Okay.
He was named already. He was a really, really nice horse, and, he saved my butt a bit out there. And, I was really happy with the results.
Okay. Well, how did it feel? Yeah. How did you feel? You said you were the high score... Is it high score catch rider? So
yeah.
You received that award. How did you feel about that? knowing that you received that?
I was really, really
You were
happy
good?
because admittedly, like, the test didn't go as well as it could
As
have.
you wanted to? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I had a couple more days on the horse, I would have done better. But I was very, very pleased with, like, how it actually ended up going and looking back at the score.
Okay. What were some of the key factors that you would say contributed to your success in this competition? Apart from having a really, really good horse.
I'd definitely say, like, going back several years, like, I've always wanted my own horse, but, like, always Jessica and, like, the owners of the EC here have, like, kept me on, like, moving. Like, when I was younger, every couple weeks, like, I would change horses. So I, like, kind of adapted to every horse that I was put on. And finally, recently I got my own horse, and she's amazing. And I feel like all of that put together and then the talent of the horse I have just, like, really helped me figure out my skills. And then getting on Rocco, I felt sure that I knew how to deal with the situation.
Awesome. How did you, and all of you can talk about this, how did you build that connection with your horses?
I mean, me and Caitlin, we leased a horse together, and we both spent a lot of time with him since we unloaded him out the trailer.
Okay.
And, like, even hand walking them and grazing them.
Okay.
It made us, I feel like, have a stronger connection with the horse.
Okay, sounds good. Brooke?
Me and Emily, we both shared a horse. And, well, when you own a horse, it's not just riding them that, like, the bond that you have, it's super important. So spending all that time taking care of them and grazing them, those are some key moments that really contribute to your relationship. So when we would go out in the nights and we would walk them and muck out their stalls and graze them, and, like, even I just, like, took some time out of my day to just, like, stand in the stall with him and just, like, talk to him.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, we would laugh with each other, well, in my head, obviously. But, like, all of those, like...
It's fine, you're not crazy. It's fine.
All those small moments, they really helped me, and, like, I think it, in the end, helped us out in the ring a lot.
Sounds good. And how did you feel, Brooke, about your performance in the training level under 13 division? How did you feel about that?
It was good. I feel like if, well, obviously if I spent more time with Blue, and working out all of his little, you know, knickknacks, it would have been a lot more better. But considering that I only just hopped on him for, like, a day before that, it was really well. And the first day, it could have gone better. I was a bit overwhelmed with, like, everything that was going on, because it's, like, a huge place.
Okay.
And, like, I've never ridden in such a, like, grand arena and all that stuff. But I think I really pulled it together the second day, and I was very proud of myself.
Awesome.
And, yeah.
What would you say was the most challenging part of competing on a borrowed horse?
Most challenging part, it was kind of just figuring out all of his buttons, because he's a really nicely trained horse. And if you didn't do something correct, he would obviously tell you that. And Miss Jess told me that.
Yeah, cool.
And so it was kind of just, like, figuring out what to do with my body to help communicate with him with what I to tell him what I wanted him to do, and, like, encourage him a lot more. And I think I finally spoke his language on the second day, and we nailed it.
You definitely did, Brooke. Brooke had the most improved of our group over the weekend.
Nice.
She it was a communication thing, and what I love about Brooke and what I love about these girls is that I'm starting to see their nerves translate into their competitive advantage.
Awesome.
You know, we all feel nervous, we all feel overwhelmed, but Brooke really pulled it out. That when she went in the ring, she pulled it out, and that was her competitive advantage.
Awesome. How'd you do it?
Just I wish I could tell you.
Just natural.
It was her 13th birthday that day on
competition day. Happy belated birthday on competition day.
I was
too.
so proud of her.
Yeah,
really.
Awesome. And what about you, Callie? How did you manage to secure a second place overall in your division?
It's kind of hard to explain. I feel like I rode a lot over summer and having really hard lessons, having emotional times where all of us at one point, we were all about to break into tears. we were nervous, and I remember Jess saying to us, "I'm not a mean person. I just like to push you guys."
What was some of the things that Coach said to you that helped you?
I mean, just the encouragement from her and anybody else, really. Because I feel like our whole team, we encouraged each other, because I know we all had bad rides.
Okay. And what were some of the strategies you used to quickly adapt to your borrowed horse? What was your Blue, Rocco, and what was your horse?
Philippe.
Philippe. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but like I feel like if you get on a new horse, you have to take a lot of time with them, like a lot of walk, maybe a lot of trot, and then you work on the canter, and like slowly but surely during those rides, you find a better way to make the horse better.
Okay. And what did you learn from participating in the schooling show and the theory exam?
In the theory exam, I learned like how you have to prepare yourself like for the whole thing really big. There's a really big mental side to it, because I know that there's a physical side also, but the mental preparedness is what you really, really need, because you can't just put yourself out there and expect to do really well, but then beat yourself up on it when you do bad. So you have to prepare.
Okay, sounds good. I like it. So tell me something. How do you all feel about, it's very powerful to be able to command and have a horse do what you want it to do. How does that feel for you all? Especially that big, powerful creature in itself.
I mean, it makes me feel like I have a little bit of control.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. I like that. And what about when you're riding the horse and your hair is blowing in the wind? Do you have to? Do you have your hair in a bun, or you get to keep your hair out?
Ponytail.
Ponytail.
It has to be tied.
It's almost
back.
like flying.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
When it all lines up and it's all correct, it is magic.
It's magic. I'm
and,
sure.
I do anyway. I live for those magical moments.
Okay, all right. And what about the pressure of it all? It was your first time competing overseas. How did you handle that pressure? And what were some of the things you did to calm your nerves? So she spoke highly about you and how you were able to transform your nerves into that competitive spirit. How did you manage to do those things? What were some of the things you told yourself? Or was there a song you sang?
For me, this was my first international competition. But last year, Jessica's sister Jody took me to Colombia to go ride in a week-long clinic.
Okay.
And really, that clinic helped focus my mind, because I told Jorge, our coach, that I wanted to get the most out of that clinic. So he put me on like any random horse in that barn. And I think I ended up with a 4-year-old, and I had a really, really bad ride on the last day. Okay. She like slid into fences on course. It was really bad. But from that, I took away that like my emotions getting into it just made the situation worse.
Okay.
So when I was showing in Atlanta, I was having some difficulties with Rocco in the canter work, where he would want to go really big and quick, and we needed to actually keep it together and, do some work on that. I think from that experience in Colombia, I was able to just take one big like breath out and just like really say to myself, like, if this doesn't go well, I'm gonna know deep down like whether it was out of my control or whether like I affected it by getting emotional and pulling and hauling and trying to fix it. So I just took a deep breath out, tried to relax, and in the end it came together. That relaxation really helped him, because I think he was picking up on my nerves a little bit.
Okay.
And I've been showing since I was 7, so like the competitive spirit, I love it so much. So
okay. Yeah. All right, and Callie, what about you and yours?
I mean, I am a really nervous person when it comes to stuff, but I've done so many sports, and I've become a really competitive person, like no matter what it is, even if it's like little things with my brothers or my cousins.
Well, once you have brothers,
yeah,
that will do it.
But I've done football, I've been to tournaments, and I feel like I get really nervous before those, but then I like channel that for football, I channel it to being more physical during the match.
Okay.
To like win the ball back. But for riding, I kind of channeled it to where it was me competing against myself and trying to be better the more I rode that horse.
Okay. All right. And what about you and Blue?
Well, whenever I kind of went into the ring, I'll think to myself, okay, it's work time. But also, that shower and the bed at the end of the day would feel really good.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. What would you say was your favorite moment at the event in Atlanta for you guys? You ladies, I should say.
I mean, like, just being part of a riding team for the first time.
Yeah.
It made me feel really good, but also, like, just, like, fooling around at the barn sometimes or in the movie theater at the house we stayed.
Yeah. All right, Coach, can you describe the process of familiarizing the riders with their borrowed horses?
It starts with the preparation at home.
Okay.
It starts with them being, the riders and myself being, confirming and that they have the aids and the capacity to do what we're asking them to do. If there's confusion and lack of clarity at home on the horses they know, it's going to translate and be harder on strange horses. So it really started with the preparation here.
You guys have to familiarize yourself with the horse, but does the horse also have to familiarize themselves with you?
Yeah, but knowing where the horses that we were getting and where the programs they were coming from, I was pretty confident that we were going to be able to ride them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the routines itself? You and the routines, the horses' routines?
In the competition.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We rode a lot of tests here at home. The girls were like, I had to tell them, I'm not being mean. I really am we have to push, right. we have to push through this. So really it was the preparation at home that made us successful when we were there.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about dressage. Is it prancing? Is it hurdles? What exactly? Explain to us.
Dressage comes from a French word that
Don't laugh at me.
That means training.
I don't know. That's funny.
It's a good question. No, yeah. I get asked this all the time. Dressage means training.
Right.
And it's a training system of bringing a horse from a baby that doesn't have its own balance and developing it into an athlete. Okay. At the highest levels, we have Grand Prix dressage at the Olympics. They are trotting on the spot. They're cantering on the spot. They're performing very supple movements.
You have to do that on the spot at competition?
In competition, yeah. The upper level movements, piaffe passage, canter pirouettes, and really you've taken a horse that pulls with its front feet, because that's what the horses are designed to do, and shifted their weight back and changed their balance so that they are light in the front and collected and underneath. So they're carrying themselves very, very athletically, like a ballerina. So I liken it to gymnastics and ballet dancing, and you're taking this 1,500-pound animal and making it move like a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So obviously it starts at the lower levels. We were just in training level, and Sierra rode first level, but then it goes all the way up to what you see at the Olympics, which is breathtaking.
Oh, definitely. Maybe for us one day, Olympics, what's our goal?
It's every athlete's dream.
I know.
The program is on the move. The Federation has just received a really great grant from FEI Solidarity. They have highlighted a coach for us. He's now been here 3 times. He's an FEI 4-star judge. His name is Omar Zyrek. Okay. He's a super, super personality, amazing trainer for the islands. Our goal is to get Cayman back into the World Dressage Challenge. That's our 3-year goal, and maybe it happened in 2 years. My goal has always been to have a team at the Central American and Caribbean Games. Right. I've done CAC and Pan Am once before myself. I want to go back with the team. That's at least 3 members at that level. And I think Omar can help us do it. I think we have talent both here in Cayman and abroad, and I think it's doable. It's going to take a million things have to line up all at once to get to these kind of competitions.
What's the oldest age group we have in Cayman, apart from them? Do we have any older kids, or this is it?
There are a couple older. There are a couple that are in their early 20s. A couple adult amateurs. Myself, Coach Jody. There's one that a couple have gone to university that still, definitely have the talent and the capability of riding at the games. But again, now they're at university. Yes. So it's a constant identification and trying to
definitely
a process of growing the athletes.
I got you. And Coach Jessica, how do you plan to build on this experience for future tournaments?
Well, there are a couple different options. We definitely will do this show every year.
Okay, awesome.
The Federation will support this, and I absolutely think it was a great weekend that we need to do every single year in Atlanta. The organizer of the event also hosts a bunch of schooling shows throughout the year, and Cindy was like, you can lease these horses and come back and do some of these shows. So the door is open to us borrowing horses again and just going and getting experience at the Georgia International Horse Park. The venue we were at was where they held the 96 Olympics. So it was a big grand venue, like Brooke said. So hopefully we might, just as a training program, get more kids back into Atlanta to compete. The Federation has 3 big shows planned for this year, and they all need to be competing in that. Really, a top quality judges coming that we need to be in front of and ironing out the things in each of their levels that they need to work out.
Awesome. So does each and every one of you here have your own horse home?
As I said earlier, I've never had my own horse until the beginning of this year.
Okay.
Jess went up to Georgia and she found this amazing mare, and she was like, Sierra, I think you would love her. One thing spiraled into another. I went up to Georgia a couple days later. I tried the horse. I loved her. Bought her.
Okay.
Brought her here. So now I do have my own horse.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Awesome.
And me, no, not yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to wait around and find a horse that I really click with before just jumping in and going to lease it, because if I don't end up really liking it, it'll kind of be not that fun for me to make that commitment. So I'm kind of just waiting around to find the one.
Okay. All right, to find the one. I like that.
Actually, just this February, I started off as a half lease on a horse named Joey.
Okay.
That was bred and born here. And one thing spiraled into another, just like Sierra's. And I have just gotten a full lease on him and can finally call him mine.
Okay, I like that. So what's the price of a horse?
Oh,
yeah, I want to know.
How long is a piece of string?
Yeah, come on. Share.
You can get free horses donated to you because they're lame, or the Olympic quality horses or horses to go to the games, they can be upwards $500,000, million, several million, depending on the quality of the horse. So there is no average price. It depends what you need to buy.
That's interesting. Well, we're almost out, so if you want to share with me what's next for the kids.
Next for the kids is a dressage show October 6th and 7th.
October 6th, okay.
We have Jeannie McDonald coming. We have clinics with Omar again in first week of November, and then a show at the beginning of November.
Okay.
So that'll take us through to Christmas, and then we have another show in January.
Oh, lots of things going on.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. So let me ask, when you guys go back to Atlanta next year for the annual tournament, are you going to meet Philippe, Blue, and Rocco again? Or is it going to be different horses next time?
I really hope I can.
I actually exchanged numbers with Rocco's owner, so if I ever go up there again and she's not competing on him, because she also shows him to a higher level than I would be showing him.
Okay.
Then maybe I could sneak him from her for a weekend.
Okay. And Blue?
Well, it would be nice to see him again, maybe just as a little reunion. I don't have to ride him.
Especially since you bonded so well, right? You bonded so well with Blue. And Coach, did you receive any feedback from organizers or other participants about our K-Man squad?
They recognized us at the awards dinner.
Nice.
Thanked us for coming so far. We the owners were really happy with the way the horses were ridden. I think we could definitely get those horses again for sure. So yeah, we were very well. The kids, the Olympic Committee gave us pins, and so the kids got to give out pins, and that was always fun. They made good friends. So I think definitely we had a great reception.
Awesome. Anyone want to say anything else before we head out?
I mean, I'd like to just thank Coach Jess and like everyone who supported us during this, and like even the rest of the team, like you guys, for example. You guys really helped me also.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 11.
13.
14.
Awesome. Okay, pretty cool. Anything? Want to say anything before you head out?
You'll hopefully see us at the Olympics 2032.
2032.
Let's just go. That's our year.
All right. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna 2032. We're marking it down. All right.
You don't have a goal. You have to write down your goals, don't you?
You know what? And before you blink, you'll be there. It's 2032. Thank you all so much for coming by.
Thanks,
I appreciate
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome.
Thank
it was
you.
really nice having you, and all the best in October. 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
That should be pretty interesting. I should come by.
Yeah, come see us.
Yeah, definitely. I used to do it before. It's been a while.
Did you?
Yeah, I've come by
I didn't
before.
know.
I've seen
Oh, you
on
used to come by, not ride.
No, not ride. I've ridden a horse once. I was probably 7. But I've seen you several times on yours. You still have your horse?
The big chestnut called Laris. Yes, I do.
Laris, yes. Awesome. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We have Cayman Netball next. They're heading off to St. Lucia this weekend for the ECCB International Netball Series. So we're going to hear from them. But in the meantime, let's hear a word from our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. Stay tuned.
Discover your dream home with Cayman National's Home Loan. Get up to 95% financing, repayment up to 40 years, and just a 0.5% commitment fee. Your interest rate? Depending on your risk factors, it'll be fixed or variable. Plus, you get a pre-approved credit card. This is a limited time offer. Dial 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
The 6:15 Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britcay. Insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Radio Cayman. Biggest variety in the morning. Biggest variety.
RC Fusion.
Following the 10 a.m. news headline.
Brought to you by TCE Paint Shop, 27 Godfrey Nixon Way.
RC Fusion.
The Georgetown Farmers Market. It's time you start eating local. The market at the Cricket Grounds.
My Kinda Cleaners. Call or WhatsApp 326-3379 for your free quote today. Biggest variety in the morning. Radio Cayman.
Yesterday,
Today,
always and forever.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. In the studio with us, we have Coach Lynette Monteith, we have Captain Catherine Gow, and Vice Captain Ariana Grant. Yeah? Got everybody correct? Okay, great.
Present.
Awesome. And you ladies are heading off to St. Lucia on Saturday for the ECCB International Netball Series. What is the ECCB? What does that stand for? Anyone?
Okay, so it's Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, I think it is.
Bank, okay.
So it's a tournament that is sponsored by the Central Bank.
Okay.
And it's primarily for ECCE countries.
Okay.
However, they invite non-members as
Okay.
well. So that's where we get our invitation from, and this is our second time that we're going.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. So how has preparation been coming along for you ladies, for these tournaments coming up? For this tournament coming up, I mean.
I think it's been really good. I think we've built momentum. Certainly 12 months ago, we went to the same tournament. And we performed, I would say, probably better than expected there. And then the last 12 months, we've kind of taken that momentum, built on the fitness, brought in some of the players who have spent some time away from the squad. And we've worked really hard on both fitness and the skills. And I think, we're really looking forward to it. We've got high hopes for this one.
I like that you said you've worked on fitness, because that's usually something that affects you guys when you're abroad, right? Whether it's the temperature, the weather, that's what usually affects us. How have you guys been working on the fitness? What have you been doing? You've been beach training, you've been in a gym. What's been different?
Yeah, we've kind of done a bit of everything this time.
Nice.
We've also been doing some individual work as well, in our own gym memberships and things like that. But yeah, certainly making use of the track.
Okay.
Miss Lynette has had us around there,
good.
Twice weekly, and we've been working on some speed, which I think has really helped. We can do the longer runs in our own time, but she kind of pushes us on the fast miles and the fast 2 miles, and I think that'll really help us in a match situation. And yeah, you talked about the fitness, and I think what we find sometimes hard in these tournaments is the kind of grueling nature of the fixtures. You can end up with two games on one. 8 days.
None this tournament. None like that this tournament.
None?
No, 2 day.
She already
2 day matches.
She already scoped that out.
So I think the fixtures really are in our favour. I mean, they're in everyone's favour because I think only everyone's got one game a day, but I think we'll really feel the benefit of that.
Okay, awesome. And Coach, what are some of the main strategies for facing, the top teams that we're going to come about? And you can share some of those teams as well, the countries that we'll be facing.
So Catherine, I think, has a group of teams that we're going to play. So help me out here, Catherine. Antigua, Anguilla,
St. Vincent, Grenada, Montserrat,
St. Lucia.
Yep.
And ourselves. So there are 8 teams. So we play 7 games. We play 5 games straight, and then we get a day off, and we play the last 2. As the Catherine and Ariana said, it's not grueling in that you don't have morning and evening games, but playing every day, and you're playing teams that are quite competitive.
Yeah.
And you spoke about some of the things. We've played all of these teams except for Anguilla.
Okay. Yeah.
So we do know. And when we entered last year, the 2 teams that stood out was St. Vincent and Grenada. So you kind of know where you're going up against. But every team has tree-like persons. They have very tall people. I don't know where they get these tall people from, but every team has tall
And what
persons.
they're feeding them, huh?
Yes. So and we've been watching some of the past games. We watched our game together as a team, and encouraging the players to watch other teams play. So you're sort of going down there with an idea of what to expect.
Right. What about Anguilla? Have we seen them yet? Because they're new.
Never seen them.
No, so we don't know what they give.
And I did look.
I've
looked, yeah.
That's our first game as well. So
Anguilla is your first game.
Yeah, it's our first
Yes,
game,
we
and we
don't
don't
get to watch them
know.
first either.
Yeah, they just had to do that.
We'll just have to size them up when we see them.
In the warm-up. So we're hoping that'll be a game that let us get rid of the nerves and
we can build on
settle
that
down.
momentum.
Because the next game is St. Vincent. So
and that's a tough one, or
it is a tough.
That's
one.
a tough one.
Yeah,
Okay. What are the key strengths of the Cayman team that you plan to leverage?
Okay, so this team has, Catherine mentioned, returning national team players.
the team basically made up of players who've played with each other already. We have
Nice.
about 2 new ones. We have a new shooter and a younger player, a shooter, center court player. So the players know each other, and I think that's a strength for us. It will help us certainly in terms of, we play what they call rolling subs now, so it's no longer you have to play for 15 minutes before you can change. So you're able to use the persons that you have on the bench.
At any time?
Yes, you can. The player on court calls
the sub.
Rolling sub, and after a goal you can change. And if the opponent's call, you can change as well. So that gives a little reprieve, and you can be strategic in how you change and when you change. Yeah. So I'm really pleased with the strength of the players, the experience on the team. I think that is going to be key for us.
What's our bench like? Is our bench deep?
And our bench, and we have enough on the bench in all the areas. So, we can put in.
I see you got a new shooter. Is Kay Copeland not there anymore?
No, she's there.
She is
there as well.
Yeah.
But you have to, especially with the shooters.
Yes.
If you go with 2 shooters, you kind of overworking the 2 shooters.
Yes.
So you need to have someone, even if you're giving them a 5-minute.
And who's the other center? Because I know this one is the center here. she gets overworked.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a few options now. We've
got I like it.
Joe Richards, so she's out of wing attack most of the time, but with the
jumping
rolling
shrimp.
yeah, she's the shortest,
She's
but
the shortest,
somehow she
but-
can get the highest.
Yeah.
It's quite
Amazing,
unbelievable.
yeah.
Very good.
And then we have Freya as well in there, so we have quite an engine in the middle now, which I think we will definitely benefit from.
All right. So, what are your personal goals, ladies, for this tournament?
For me, one of my personal goals for this tournament is just to go out there and play our hearts out straight to the end. I know we've gone to some tournaments where people say you can see the gas come out of us in like third quarter. And last year, that was not the case.
Okay.
This year, I want to go back and show all these teams, listen, last year was not a fluke. We are here, we are competing, and we are the best. We are of the best.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, I think the same, similar for me, I suppose, consistency. And then we had a really good positive attitude among the players last year. And I think
that's good.
For me, in my captaincy role, I'm really kind of going to try my best to keep that going. Because I think when you're winning games, it can be easy, and let's just hope that goes the same way. If it doesn't, we have to be in a position where we can pick each other up, and it's really important, I think, that we keep that positive attitude as a 12 as well, and bring the coaches and management team into that, because I felt like we really benefited on court from that last time. So that's one of my personal goals, keep that going.
I'm glad you mentioned that as captain, because I was going to ask you, how do you lead and inspire your teammates during high-pressure matches?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. As a player, I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, and I have to be kind of wary of that at times, because I can get carried away. So it is difficult at times, and I think I just make sure I'm, like Ariana said, just giving 100% to the team at all times, and I think they get that from me in training, they get that from me on the court, and I hope that if I do that and I show that I'm doing that, then that kind of brings them with me.
Awesome. And what about you, Ariana? What role do you play in developing and implementing game strategies?
Well, we take what it is that our coach has taught us, right? And ensuring that on all levels that everyone on the team understands.
Right.
Yes, we've prepared. Yes, we have these things in place, but it doesn't matter if everyone doesn't truly understand it, right? So with the help of Kat, of course, ensuring that everything that the coach is saying on the bench is actually occurring on the court as much as possible. And in the nicest ways possible as well. When we're in the heated moment, sometimes it's like you just want to scream and let's do this, do that. But making sure that we're getting our points across in a way that is actually helpful to what's going on court.
Awesome. And Coach, how is this tournament different from the World Cup qualifier that you all had in July?
Okay, so the World Cup qualifier in July was the under 21.
Okay.
And I must say that was the first time since 2015 that an under 21 team went out. So it was basically getting back into that level for our under 21s. A lot of them had never competed at that level. They competed under 16, but the under 21 is a different level. It's almost like the seniors, because most of the players were almost 21.
Exactly.
And I'm sure we're going to see a few of them on the teams that we're going to play. So was quite pleased with the team that went, because it's a building process, and we can see that now we have under 21s that can move into the seniors.
Awesome.
Quite a few of them are off island at school, so
do they come back?
They come back in the summer and they are available to play, and we encourage them to join teams as well.
Okay.
So that they continue to play netball.
Awesome. So, Coach, how do you go about keeping the team motivated and focused during such a high stake tournament?
So both Catherine and Ariana know that I'm very competitive as
yes.
well.
No.
So I am expecting.
Hold up. Catherine, Ariana, and I.
We all know.
So we're all competitive.
I've seen you competitive.
We all know.
But I think that Catherine mentioned about being positive. We're going in there knowing what we bring to the table, and I am confident about what they can bring to the table. We have one word that we say all the time about being patient and perhaps not getting away from ourselves. So sometimes it's to pull back.
Yeah.
So positively pull back, motivate when someone might feel like, I'm really not cutting it, and things will go wrong in the game. But it's about that unity and that positivity, which is something that I've been trying to build, and I think we had that the last time we went, and I'm sure we'll have it this time, even with the new persons on the team. So it's about keeping that focus. I said to them a couple of weeks ago, we're not going there to just play. We're not leaving here to go play. We're going to compete. We're going there to see what we can do at the higher level, because last time when we went, we played 8 matches, won 4, lost 4, won by the skin of our teeth, which was really very hard. But we're not going there to think.
We're going there to win.
We're there. We're there to win. We're there to come out.
We're there to win. Yeah. That's the only reason we're going to these tournaments.
And just to say, with this tournament, whilst we're not able to win the overall trophy because we're not an ECC country, but it still counts.
Win,
it still counts. Yeah.
It adds to our
it's bragging rights.
Yeah.
And it's a ranking tournament.
Yes.
So
awesome.
We're looking to improve our ranking.
Awesome. Where does your ranking stand now?
We're at
39, I think.
39. They've had some new countries come in, so that sort of shifts persons. So we were previous to the highest we've been recently has been 26, 25. Yeah, 26. So we're looking to climb back up. So we have to climb up over all of those persons, and we are playing teams that we can
39
on.
39 out of how many countries?
How much are they?
I think it's
49
or 50, something.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
And in the Caribbean region, I believe we are 9th.
9th in the Caribbean.
Oh, perfect. And like you said, because those 2 or 3 countries that just came in, it shifted you guys a bit because you all were 28th. I remember that. So that's pretty good. What do you think?
I think it's based on something like the last 5 years' results. So it kind of depends on what period that when we've had our competitions and how well we've done. But I think with the momentum we've got and losing the 5th year and gaining this year, we can probably only see us going higher. And we're playing some of the teams ranked higher than us, and that gives you more points, in the algorithm. Yep. I think we can do better than that, and I think we will.
Awesome. So tell me something. How do you guys handle the pressure and the expectations from fans and supporters? Because it's not your fans. It's not your supporters. Only your bench.
I think sometimes it does get very hard because, it's not like we don't see some of the comments on the games and such, but we know that it's us who are out there on the court. It's us at the tournament. So we try to rally around each other, speaking positivity to one another. And we know when we go out there, we give our all. So at the end of the day, if we can walk away from a game where we've given that, then it's fine. We know we're going to go back to the drawing board, we're going to work at it, and we're going to come back even stronger.
Don't watch the comments during tournament.
Yes. Listen, we make sure that it's video only, for tactics only. Do not read any comments. Do not go online.
Don't watch
the comments.
Here. Especially when it's not K-Man commenting.
Yes, 100%.
And invariably, you go there and, St. Lucia is the home crowd, so they're going to be cheering for their team. But we have been there where, unlikely, we have had
because you're like the underdogs, right?
We've had spectators who and they'll comment on how the team has improved and that sort of thing, and
I think that was one of the things at the last tournament. I think a lot of people were very shocked by our performance after I think maybe our first or second game, and they were like, wow. Even the St. Vincent team, for quite a while, we had them like neck and neck going into the second and third quarters. And they were like, we're really glad that we played you at the beginning because you got stronger as you went. We were like, thank you. That felt very good to hear.
Well, I think when they hear Cayman Islands and they hear the size of our country, they don't really think that
They underestimate us a bit.
Definitely underestimate us. And when I saw you guys play the last time at the last tournament, you guys played amazing. I think strength is probably one of the things that defeated you all more than anything else.
Yep.
But fitness
Yeah,
is there.
yeah.
The fitness was a bit off, but I always say I think our athletes need to hit the gym more. We need to be in the gym. A lot of those players overseas, and the same goes for basketball and football. When they come in here, they're in the gym.
They are strong.
And that is the advantage they have over many of our players who are just settling for just playing on the field. So we're talented, we can run, but we're not strong.
Yeah.
We need to be strong, just like them, and able to compete. Yeah?
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a short break. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about the tournament and, what practice has been like for you ladies. Okay, so stay tuned. We'll hear a word from our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
According to statistics in the 2022 Cayman Islands Student Drug Use Survey, 23.1% of students reported being bullied in the last 12 months. The Anti-Bullying Schools Regulations 2022, brought forward by the Ministry of Education, aim to prevent bullying in our schools and help schools create a welcoming and safe learning environment for our children. Please encourage your children to report bullying to an educator. Learn more at gov.ky/education.
We are Radio Cayman,
covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
One in a million.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. And our national netball team, our women's team, is heading to the ECCB International Netball Series next week, and it's in St. Lucia. Coach, can you share with us what are some of your goals for the team for this tournament?
Certainly, this year we want to do better than we did last year.
Right. How did we do at the last tournament?
So at the last tournament, there were 9 teams,
okay,
including ourselves. So we had 8 games to play.
Okay.
We won 4 and lost 4.
Okay.
And I would say that the conditions were really a shock. We have indoor courts that we can play, and even when we play outdoors, it wasn't as hot. We played in the morning, we played in the evening, and it was extremely hot there. The umpires gave breaks in between, like halfway through the quarter because of the heat. So that was quite grueling for the players.
Yes, of course.
So certainly we are looking to better what we did last year and do very, very much better. So we're looking that top spot and I like to say the sky is the limit, so we're looking for the sky.
All right, awesome. And what has been the most rewarding part of coaching this team?
Basically, I know all of the players from
for a very long time.
A lot of them are on my local clubs, so they know each other as well. And I think that I'm seeing players develop and become strong players, strong leaders, and I think that's important too. Well, as a coach, you will provide the tactics. At the end of the day, when they go out there, they have to decide what they're going to use out of what you've done.
Right.
So you're not playing for them out there. They have to use their heads and reason and make changes. So what I am seeing now is that we can have a break and they're talking about what they should do. And I think that's where you want to get to.
Yes.
Where the players are directing each other, as well as we mentioned before, encouraging each other. So when they get to the point where they can see what is not going well or what's going well and can speak about it, as a coach, that's what you want.
Awesome. After going over game film, which game or which team are you eager to play?
I think, there's one game last year that we lost by 1 goal. Dominica, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. The only time we were losing in that game was the last 30
The last 30 seconds.
And I think it's genuinely broken
Time
my heart.
has flown so fast that I'm actually mixing that up with the world
qualifiers.
I remember that game distinctly. Oh my God, what a heartbreaker.
Literally the last 30
I almost
seconds.
cried.
We cried.
I did cry.
In fact, I didn't watch it back for months and months.
No.
So
y'all can't say ref. I can.
But that for me, I've definitely got them in my sights. I don't want to be feeling anything like I did after playing them. So I would love to have a bit of a redemption game against Dominica for sure.
Okay.
For myself, I would say the St. Vincent game. I feel that we are definitely a contender up there towards those countries like St. Vincent and Grenada. I would rank them definitely as the top teams in the region as well, along with Barbados and Trinidad.
Okay.
And that's the next level where I feel like contesting them for that spot.
Yes.
I'm excited for that. That's the competition for me.
And I love the fact that you guys are getting this experience because, like we said, in July, you were competing, and now you're competing again.
Yeah.
2 months later, two and a half, and I think that's great. That's what we need. We need more games,
more exposure,
a lot more exposure, because that's what these teams have. A lot more exposure, a lot more experience, and that's where we fall green. But not this time.
No.
We're coming. We're coming. And I saw it in this competition. I saw it. But like you said, we won 4, you lost 4. The ball could have gone anyway. There are some teams that are a little stronger. You can feel it. You're just those are the games you have to just give your best to, and that's when coach works out all her magics for the next game. Right?
Yes.
Like, coach, what are you doing? But I'm preparing for the next game. You'll just play. I know that's usually what it is. But what's some of the things that you guys have been working on in practice? That's what we told the audience that we'd be talking about. Some of the things that you...
Okay, so one of the things I also say to them is if you play a good defensive game, it helps your attacking game. So we've been working on what I term a defensive attack.
Yes.
And that is something that I think we haven't always done. So we've perhaps excelled at attacking, but then when it comes to transition to defense, then there's a little lag there. So certainly did some work with that. Some work with coming in front, driving to that ball, keep on driving, being courageous in giving that ball and knowing your player. I think that's important because we know Catherine. Catherine knows how Ariana plays, but you have to know the other players as well. So you know when Catherine is gone like a bullet, what kind of ball you can give her. But then you have somebody else that don't run as fast as Catherine, so you know what kind of ball as well. And similarly with our shooters, you need to know how to pass Kia ball, how to pass to Rose, those sorts of things. So we really worked on that for this tournament.
Awesome. I like it. What do you guys think?
I think it would be patience coming down the court.
Yeah.
A lot of times, because we're so used to playing locally here where we know we could just lob the ball over. Because a lot of us are short, so it's a lot easier to send that pass going into the shooting circle. But when we get over there, as Coach Lynette said, they have giants. Our tallest shooter is short in comparison, which says a lot. So changing how we feed the circle, changing how we get the ball down to the circle, and just coming in front, cutting towards the ball, and taking our time. No lob balls.
I'm just laughing at the fact that you said that you don't know where they got these giants from. I'm thinking, like, where they get these giants from?
They
Probably
are
want to recruit them from somewhere.
And like you said, they're also strong. You think because they're taller, they're not, but they're strong. It's especially as a defender in the circle, when you have a shooter like that, it's very hard to move. Very hard to move a person like that.
Yeah.
We've been playing against some of the guys as well, which I think has been helpful. It's made us think a little bit because even just last week, Miss Lynette put the 2 tallest guys in against our shooters, and it took me a while to kind of think I can't give that ball, and I think until you kind of face with it, you need to know. So that's also worked really well. So
and it's not like you can get physical in that
No.
ball, right?
No, not really.
You just
No.
can't, because you can't beat them. Get physical.
You got to start using your head, and I think that's even another
That's
thing.
the beauty about the sport too,
It's a lot of up here, and I think as a team we've really adapted to the fact that we have to start thinking critically on the court. It's not just about how fast can you run, it's how effectively can I run. Is this run the smartest run? Am I creating space for my player?
Right.
So it's the changing the mindset of the team, I think, has been one of the things we've been working on significantly as well.
Awesome. Any last words before you head out?
Well, I think we can take a minute to say thank you to KPMG, who has sponsored our kits for this tournament.
Okay.
They've really helped us create a new kit. We've got new polos, tracksuits, so we're very thankful for the sponsorship, and hopefully we can continue to work with them.
Awesome. Coach Catherine?
Yeah, just for me, I think like we've touched upon it, but there will be links on our Instagram page, so do follow our Instagram page and do support us when the games, and because it's nice to have that home support and know that you guys are watching us. So
Awesome. I know I ask all the questions, but I know sometimes you guys come here and you have things you want to discuss, so I'm really sorry if I didn't ask if there's anything.
So I'm just going to mention one thing, but before that I'm going to add to the thanks.
Okay.
We will do a formal thank you to all of our sponsors, but in particular we had 3 ministries in the government who sponsored us.
Nice.
And that was really beneficial to us. Ministry of Education, Ministry of Tourism and Ports, Ministry of Youth, Sports and Heritage.
Awesome.
We were really thankful for that support. It does take a lot of money to go to the Eastern Caribbean from here.
Right.
Not so much for them. And the beauty for them with this tournament is that the bank pays most of their costs, whilst we have to foot all of our costs. But also to say, we're here, we are going to be there competing, and we do ask, as Catherine say, for that support.
Yeah.
And
continue
just be with us.
Yeah.
Through the thick and the thin. I know that everybody wants the team to win, and that's our intent as well. Yeah.
All the best to you ladies.
Thank
and
you.
I know you guys are going to do much better than you did last year, and you did very good last year as well. And also, happy belated birthday to Miss Lucille Seymour.
Yes.
She celebrated her 80th
young
birthday.
age.
She's 80 years young.
Yes.
Yeah, she celebrated her birthday yesterday, but with a special celebration on Saturday. So that was really nice. I was there and I enjoyed it very much, and it was so great to see so many people come together and speak highly of her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And showcase what she's done in the community, not just for netball, but for the older people in the community as well. So I'm really happy, really thankful that I was able to be there for that. And all right, that's it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. That's it for Radio Cayman's Sports Extra. If you'd like to be a part of our show, feel free to email me at sportsextracayman@gmail.com. I'm your host, Dionne Anglin. Also, a very special thank you to Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, and God bless.
Sports Extra, brought to you by Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.